الآن ننظر إلى التدريب الأول. We try number 1 exercise الأول. التدريب الأول: اجعل المفعول به في الجمل الآتية نائبا للفاعل. Make مفعول به in the following sentences as نائب فاعل. So first you need to find where is the مفعول به in the following sentences. That is number 1. Then what you need to do is to change that مفعول به into نائب الفاعل. So how do you change that to نائب الفاعل? So there are a few things that you need to do. First, of course, you have to change the verb from. So these are all the verb. You need to change the verb from مبني للمعلوم, change it to مبني للمجهول. And to do that, you have to look at the فعل. Is it فعل ماض or فعل مضارع? So if it is فعل ماضي, then you have to follow the rules in فعل ماضي مبني للمجهول. If it is فعل مضارع, then you have to follow the rules in فعل مضارع مبني للمجهول. Okay, that is the first thing. Identify the فعل, change it to مبني للمجهول. Number 2, of course, you have to remove all the فاعل. So find the فاعل in the sentences and remove them. And number 3, you make the مفعول به as the نائب الفاعل. So when it becomes نائب الفاعل, make sure that the gender must match the verb. I mean, the verb must follow the نائب الفاعل in terms of muzakkar and also muannas. And also, نائب الفاعل needs to be in the state of marfu. Okay, so there are a few things. That is why here in the end of the question, they say, of the instruction, they say ma'a taghyir ma yalzam. And don't forget to change what is necessary. So you need to change what is necessary. Let us look at al-jumla al-ula. Al-jumla al-ula, ba'a at-tajiru at-tamra. باع التاجر التمر. نعم، ما معنى الجملة باع التاجر التمر؟
Sell.
Sell. Okay.
The trader. Tamar.
Tamar. Okay. So what is the meaning of the whole sentence?
The trader sold tamar.
The trader sold the tamar because this is in fi'il madin. Okay. Yes. So where is the fi'il?
Ba.
Okay. Yes, that is the fi'il. So as what I have said just now, we have identified the fi'il. We need to change it to mabni li al majhul. Okay. Now, what is the fi'il mabni lil majhul for ba'a? Sold. Now you want to say was sold. This is fi'il madi. Okay, anyone who knows what is? Yes.
Buyi'a.
Buyi'a. Okay, Mardia says buyi'a. Let us see. Buyi'a. Okay, my first question, why do you have that ya? Why is it buyi'a with the ya?
Because alif is a harful illah.
Because alif is harful illah. Okay, that answer is correct. Alif, yes, alif is harful illah. This is a weak letter. So when we learn the topic of fi'il mabni lil majhul, we have seen that if the fi'il if the fi'il comes with a weak letter, you will see that this letter will be changed to something else. It can be either alif, waw, or ya. Okay, yes, the alif is changed to ya. But before we do this, okay, let us look at the word ba'a. So how do you get this ya? This ya is actually, the ma'lum word is actually baya'a. This is the original fi'il before it is transformed to ba'a. It is actually baya'a. If you want to look for the word, for this word in the dictionary, ba alif ain, you will have to go to ba, letter ba, and after that, you don't go to alif, because if you go to ba followed by alif, you will never see this word. So, in order to find this word, you will have to change this alif to ya. Therefore, this word ba'a is listed under ba and ya. Ba, ya, ain. So, what does it tell us? It tells us that this alif is originally the letter ya. Yes. So the word is actually baya'a. Baya'a. But then, since this is harful illah, it is replaced to alif to make it easy to read. So they say ba'a in the end. When we want to change this to mabni lil majhul, we need to take this one, the original form of the fi'l, which is baya'a. So we change to mabni lil majhul. That is why it becomes buyi'a. Yes, the first part of it is correct, buyi'a. But then when you say buyi'a, you still have this harful illah. Okay, we want to get rid of these problems. Buyi'a, nobody will say buyi'a because ya, you have a ya, and before that is a dhamma, buyi'a. So this is very difficult to read. So what did they do is that they replace this dhamma to the kasrah to accommodate for the ya. So in the end, it becomes biya. All right. So it is not buya, but then it becomes biya. So that is the fi'l mabni li al majhul for the word ba'a. All right. So for this kind of verb, it is good if you can just memorize it. Ba'a, biya. Ba'a, biya. Okay. Yes. Okay. That is the first thing. We have identified the fi'l mabni lil majhul. Okay. The second step is to remove the fa'il. Which one is the fa'il? Which one is the fa'il?
Tajiru.
At-tajiru.
Tajir.
Yes, good. Tajir. So we take out this word. No need to mention the word tajir anymore. Okay, what else? Where is the maf'ul bih? Where is the maf'ul bih? The object. What did the tajir sell? At-tamar. Yes, so tamar is the maf'ul bih. This is the maf'ul bih. So this is what we need to change to become the naib al-fa'il. Then you put the word tamar here. Bi'a at-tamar. Okay, now you have the naib al-fa'il instead of the maf'ulun bih. Tamar was sold. Who sold it? We are not interested to know who sold it. Okay, so bi'a at-tamar. Okay, and the last thing. The last two things. The first one is look at the two words. Are they similar in terms of the gender? Muzakkar and muzakkar, mu'annas and mu'annas? Bi'a at-tamar. Tamar is muzakkar. And the word bi'a, this is for? This is also for muzakkar. Okay, this is also for muzakkar, bi'a. Alright, so then both are in the same form, muzakkar and muzakkar. Correct? Okay, the last one. How do you read this word, tamar? Previously, we said at-tamra, but now it becomes naibul fa'il. So how do you read the ra especially? Is it bi'a at-tamra or bi'a at-tamr with another symbol?
At-tamru.
Bi'a at-tamru. Yes, correct. So now this is the correct sentence. So we don't say bi'a at-tamra, bi'a at-tamru. Bi'a at-tamru. The tamar was sold. Okay, the date was sold. Now, okay, haza huwa allazi naf'aluhu. This is how you do it. Now, okay. Al-an na'ti ila as-su'alu thani. Al-jumlatu thaniyatu harramal islamu syurbal khamr. Naam. ما معنى الجملة؟ حرم الإسلام شرب الخمر.
Islam forbids
Islam
the
forbids.
of alcohol.
Again, Islam forbids.
Islam forbids the drinking of alcohol.
Islam forbids drinking of alcohol. Okay, but this is fi'il madi or fi'il mudari? When we say har, this is fi'il madi. So the translation must be in the past tense, of course. Islam, what is the past tense for forbid? Forbid?
Islam
has forbidden, mungkin. Islam has forbidden, yes, Islam has forbidden the drinking of al-khamr. Okay, that is the meaning. Okay, so this is fi'il madi. Now we change this to mabni lil majhul and we need to change the maf'ulun bih to naibul fa'il. So what is the sentence now? First, what is the naib? What is the mabni lil majhul for the verb harrama? Hurrima, na'am, sahih. Yes. So remember the rules. Dhamma and then the second last letter with a kasrah. So the word is hurrima. Na'am. Yes, correct. Hurrima. So what about the fa'il? Remove the fa'il. Which word is the fa'il?
Al-Islam.
Al-Islam, yes. Al-Islam is the fa'il. So we don't want to mention the word Islam anymore. So now, where is the maf'ulun bih? What did Islam forbid? The drinking of alcohol, right? The drinking. So which part of these two words is the maf'ulun bih? Is it shurba? Is it al-khamri? Or both of them?
Both.
Both? Okay. For maf'ulun bih, it is only the first word. It is not both words. This is the maf'ulun bih. Islam has forbidden drinking. Drinking is maf'ulun bih. Drinking of what? This is just idafa, mudaf ilay. You just add the word khamar to the word shurb. So this is this has nothing to do with the maf'ulun bih, because you can replace this khamar with another word, shurbal, something else, shurbal ma, shurbal, and so on. Okay, so if you have if you have a phrase for the maf'ulun bih is always the first word. Okay, it is not both words. So in this case, it is only the word shurb. Shurb. So now we change to mabni lil majhul. We say hurrima. No need to mention the word Islam. What is the na'ib al-fa'il then? What was forbidden? Drinking of the alcohol. So the word is shurb al-khamr. Okay, the question is, how do you read this letter shurb? This word shurb. Is it shurbu or shurba or shurbi?
Shurbu.
Shurbu, yes, because that is the naibul fa'il. Okay, and the word al-khamri, it remains. The kasrah remains because this is still mudaf and mudaf ilay. When you combine a word to another word, then the next word is always majroor. So that is why here we don't change anything. Shurbu al-khamri, only this word. That is why it is very important to identify which is the maf'ulun bih. And in this case, it is always the first word. Shurbul of what? Shurbu al-khamri. Now, and if you look at the gender, shurbu is muzakkar, hurrima is also for muzakkar, so both are correct. Now, na'ti ila al-jumlati thalitha, the third jumlah. Qaddama ar-rajulul qahwata liduyuf. The rajul, the man, say, what did he do? Qaddama. Anyone remembers the word qaddama? Qaddama yuqaddimu. Qaddama bermakna to give. Give or gave. The man gave al-qahwa liduyuf. Okay, what did he give to the duyuf?
Coffee.
Coffee, yes, he gave coffee. He gave coffee to the
Yes.
to the guest. Yes, so the man gave coffee to the guest. Oh, yes. Now, al-an nurin an nughayyir. We need to change the fi'il qaddama. Okay, make it mabni lil majhul. Yes, so what is the word? This is similar to harrama just now. Harrama becomes hurrima, qaddama becomes
Quddima.
Quddima. Na'am, Hafizul. Shukran. Quddima. Yes. That is the naib. That is the mabni lil majhul. Yes, so it is correct. And what is the fa'il? We need to remove it.
Ar-rajulu.
Ar-rajulu. Yes. Fa'il. Remove the fa'il. We don't need that. And the maf'ul bih. What did he give to the duyuf? The qahwa. This is the maf'ulun bih. Yes. So put the maf'ulun bih in the sentence. It becomes wa quddima al qahwa. Okay, how do you read the ta? Is it qahwata, qahwati, or qahwatu?
Watu.
Qahwatu. Okay, yes, correct. Because it is now the naib of the fa'il. Naib al-fa'il has to be read with marfu, with a dhamma. Qahwatu. And the rest of the sentence is not affected. So it is still the same. Lid duyuf. Okay, it has nothing to do with mabni lil majhul or naib al-fa'il. Okay, now we have put the naib al-fa'il. The last part is we need to check these two words. Do they agree or do you need to change something? Look at the naib al-fa'il. It is muzakkar, mu'annas.
Mu'annas.
This is of course mu'annas. So what do you need to do to the verb?
Ta.
You add a ta to the end of the word. Yes, sahih. Because this is, why do you add ta to the end? Because it is fi'il madi. If it is fi'il mudari, then the ta is at the beginning. Tuqaddimu. Okay, but now this is fi'il madi, we say quddimat. Yes. So this is the correct sentence. Quddimat al-qahwatu lid-duyufi. So the coffee was given to the guests. Now, al-jumlatu rabi'atu. Yudarrisu abi al-qanuna fil jami'ah. My father yudarris. What is yudarris? Is it to learn or to teach?
To learn.
To learn is not yudarris. To learn, you say yadrusu. Yeah, yadrusu is to learn. Yudarris is to teach. Yudaris is to teach. Who is the teacher? What is the isim fa'il for this word? Remember the topic of isim fa'il. You add mu. Mudarris. So who is this mudarris? Mudarris is the person who yudarris. You see, there is a similarity between the two words. Yudarrisu, mudarrisun. So mudarrisun is the person who yudarris. This is the isim of all that we have learned in the topic of isim al-maf'ul. Now, so yadrusu, lo, yudarrisu. Abi, my father teaches qanun. Qanun is law. Law is called qanun. Fil jami'ati, in the university. So my father teaches qanun in the university. Now change the word yudarris to mabni lil majhul. And the sentence now you want to say law is teach at the university. Law is taught at the university. So what is the fi'l now? Yudarris becomes anyone? Yudarrasu. Yes, correct. Okay, yudarrasu. Remember, this is now fi'il mudari. For fi'il mudari, you need to have dhamma, and then the second last letter is with a fatha. So you say yudarrasu. Yes, correct. Yudarrasu. Remove the fa'il, abi. We don't want the fa'il, and we put the maf'ulun bih. Okay, to replace the fa'il, we put the word qanun. Yudarris al-qanun. Now, how do you read the word qanun? Is it qanuna or qanuni or qanunu? Qanunu. Naam, sahih. Yes. So you have to read this qanunu because it is now the na'ib of the fa'il. And how do you know it is na'ib al-fa'il? Because if you put the fi'il, then it becomes the maf'ul bih. So that is na'ib al-fa'il. Yudarrasul qanun, and the rest we just copy the same same words. Fil jami'ah. طيب. هذا هو الجملة الرابعة. يدرس القانون. Qanun is muzakkar, so there is nothing to do with, there is no need to change anything with the verb yudarrasu. Okay, they remain in the muzakkar form. Number 5, rakam khamsa. Rakam khamsa. Yazbahu al-muslimuna al-qarabina fi Eid al-Adha. Al-muslimun al-qarabin. So what do the Muslim do with the qarabin during Eid al-Adha? So can you guess what is this word? Qarabin.
To cows.
Cows. Cows. This is not only cows. Qarabin, the qurban. This is jama for the word qurban. The animals that you slaughter, that we slaughter during the Eid al-Adha, the sacrifices, the animals that you sacrifice during Eid al-Adha is called qurban. Qurban. So qurban, because we sacrifice it to be nearer to God. That is why it is called qurban. It is from the word qaf raba, qarib, to be near to Allah. Qarib, qurban. But of course, this is used to refer to the animals. So what do we do? What do the Muslim do to the qurabin or qarban or qurban? Yasbahu. Can you guess the meaning? Yasbah. Slaughter, yes, na'am. Yasbahu bimakna slaughter. This is from the fi'il zabaha, yasbahu. Okay, and isim maf'ul is mazbuh. Mazbuh, something that is slaughtered, that has been slaughtered. Mazbuh, na'am. Fa yazbahul muslimun al-qarabin. Okay, change from yazbahu, change to mabni lil majhul. What is the fi'il now for mabni lil majhul? This is fi'il mudari. How do you read the word now? Yazbahu becomes
Yuzbahu.
yuzbahu. Okay, that is the first step. Okay, change to mabni lil majhul. Naam, yuzbahu. Okay, what was slaughtered? What is being slaughtered? What is being slaughtered? Of course, you don't put Muslimun, because if you put the Muslimun, then the meaning is the Muslims are being slaughtered. Then it means something else. That is why we,
Al-Qarabin.
yes, al-qarabin. That is why you remove the fa'il and you replace it with the maf'ulun bih. Al-qarabin. Naam. So al-qarabin is the naibul fa'il. So the animals are slaughtered. Okay, fi'il al-adha. The rest, you just copy the rest of the sentence. Yuzbahu al-qarabin. Now we want to read this word qarabin. How do you read this word? Qarabina, qarabinu, or qarabini? Just to let you know that this yanun has nothing to do with the yanun in muzakkar salim, muslimuna, or muslimina. No, it is the jama for this word qurban, qarabin. It is jama taksir. It is not jama muzakkar or muannas salim. Nah. So how do you read this? Qarabin, naibul fa'il marfu'. Marfu'.
Binu.
Qarabinu. Naam, sahih. So we say qarabinu. Naam. Yusbahul qarabinu. Yusbahul qarabinu. Okay, that is the first thing. And the last part of it is, look at the two. Do they agree in terms of the gender? Look at the word qarabin. I have mentioned that this is jama. This is jama. So when it is jama word, you have to check whether it is aqil or ghairu aqil. Human or non-human.
Tuzbahu.
This is okay. Yes. So Madia said tuzbahu. But before we go to this verb, we need to look at this word again. This is jama and non-human. Ghairu aqil. So how do we treat jama ghairu aqil? We consider the word as muzakkar or muannas?
Muannas.
Muannas. Yes, correct. This applies to all jama ghairu aqil. Doesn't matter whether it is jama taksir or jama muannas salim, as long as it is jama and ghairu aqil, we treat the word as muannas. So since this is muannas, what do you need to do to the word yuzbah? You change to tuzbahu. Okay, so that is how do we match between the naibul fa'il and the fa'il and the fi'il. Sorry, in the fi'il. Okay. Tuzbahul qarabin. So that is the final answer. Tuzbahul qarabinu fi Eid al-Adha. Naam. Hadha huwa at-tadrib al-awwal. Any question for the su'al awal? Okay. طيب. ننتقل إلى السؤال الثاني. السؤال الثاني السؤال با أجب answer أجب عن الأسئلة answer the questions الآتية the following questions. B na'am, so you need to say na'am for all of these questions. You need to say na'am, na'am, na'am. But when you say na'am, what do they need to do is you need to change the sentence from mabni lil majhul to mabni lil ma'lum. You look at the two words in the example, in the misal. Ughliqa, this is mabni lil majhul, passive form. And now you need to change it to the active form, aghlaqa. But whenever you use the active form, you need to include the fa'il. So here in the bracket, they give you the fa'il that you can use. All right. So now the sentence, hal ughliqal bab, has the door closed? Being closed, or was it closed? Hal ughliqal bab, was the door closed? So now you want to say na'am, but you want to mention who closed it. You want to mention, oh, the boy did it. So in order for you to mention the fa'il, you need to change the fa'il from mabni lil majhul to mabni lil ma'lum. So here the mabni lil ma'lum is aghlaqa. Aghlaqa. Then you can put the fa'il. Aghlaqa. Who did that? Aghlaqal waladu. And what did he close? The bab, the door. So the bab here in the original sentence, it is the na'ibul fa'il. But when you change to mabni lil ma'lum, then the bab will become the maf'ul bih. So it is why it take this fathah, because it is in the mansub form. Okay. So here again, what do you need to do here is to change. Of course, you say na'am, and then you change this to mabni lil ma'lum. So this is basically the reverse of the previous exercise, and include the fa'il and make this word maf'ul bih. Okay, so that is try number 1. الجملة الأولى هل نظف البيت. هل نظف البيت. So what is the meaning? نظف البيت. So this is فعل ماضي. Was the house, okay, what is نظف? Can anyone guess?
Clean.
Cleaned, yes. So was the house cleaned? Was it cleaned? Was it clean? Has it been cleaned? هل نظف البيت. So now you want to say yes, it has been cleaned, but you want to mention who cleaned it. Or it is the khadima, the servant. Khadima is the servant, the female servant. She cleaned it. So how do you see that sentence? The khadima, naam, yes?
نظف
Nazafa,
الخادمة
nazafa al-khadima
البيت
al-bayt. Is it al-baita or al-bayti? Or al-baytu?
البيت
Al-baytu.
Al-bayt.
Al-bayt? Al-baita. Okay, let us check. Nazafa al-khadima al-baita. Okay, first, nuzifa. Yes, this is correct. This is nazafa. How do you know it is nazafa? You have to check in the wazan. Fa'ala. Fa'ala. Fu'ila. So yes, this is correct. Nazafa. Good. Number 2, you put the word khadima. Khadima. So this is now the fa'il. Okay, how do you read the fa'il? Is it khadimata, khadimatu?
Khadimatu.
Khadimatu, correct, because that is the fa'il. Okay. And then al-baita, why did you choose ta instead of tu or ti?
Because it is maf'ul bihi.
Correct, yes, because it is maf'ulun bih. Naam. So this is the correct sentence. Remaining one thing remains. The relationship between the fi'il and the fa'il. Look at the fa'il. Muzakkar or muannas? This is muannas. Yeah, this is muannas. So what do you need to do to the verb? You don't say add ta. Yes, add ta to the end of the verb. So it becomes muannas, nazafat. Okay, so the verb is now can be used for muannas. We say nazafat now. Yes, correct. That is Shukran Osman. That is nazafat. That sentence is nazafat al-khadimatu al-baita. That is in the ma'lum form. Naam, sahih. Rakam isnan. Hal usliha al-bab. Has the door usliha? Usliha means has it been repaired? Repair is aslaha, usliha. So was the door repaired or has it been repaired? We want to say yes, na'am. Who repaired it? An-Najjar, the carpenter. The carpenter Najjar, he repaired it. Okay, so how do you say the Najjar repaired the door? We need to change the fi'il usliha. Okay, look at the wazan. What is the verb that start with alif? 4-letter fi'il in the wazan. Without referring to the wazan, it is quite impossible for you to get the ma'lum form. Okay. Anyone would like to try? Okay, I give you a clue. How do you read this? I said this is fi'il madi, fi'il madin. How do you read this? Okay, change to the wazan and try to read that wazan.
Ala.
Again,
Ala.
Af'ala. Okay, so since this is af'ala, how do you read the word?
Aslaha.
Yes, that is correct. Aslaha. Yes. Once you know the wazan, you should be able to read the word aslaha. So aslaha in the ma'lum form, you change to the majhul form, usliha. See, you get the fi'il usliha. So usliha, aslaha. Yes. So refer to the wazan. Naam. So the fi'il is aslaha. Aslaha. Okay, who repaired it? An-Najjar. So we just include the fa'il. Aslaha an-Najjaru. What did he repair? Al-bab. Al-baba. So now the word bab becomes the maf'ul bih. Okay, so this is the correct sentence. And Najjar is muzakkar. Aslaha is correct. It's for muzakkar. No need to add anything to the end of the word. Aslaha. Naam. Okay, rakam arba'ah. Arba'ah. Hal ulija al-marid. Hal ulija al-marid. Was the patient being, was he treated? Has he been treated? Ulija. This is another fi'il madi. Ulija. In the mabni lil majhul form. We want to change it to mabni lil ma'lum. So here you have this waw, harful illa. So you will see that this will be changed to another word. Alif. This will be changed to alif. Okay. Yes. Find this in the wazan. 4-letter fi'il, where you have alif in the second letter. The second letter is an alif. Look at the list of the wazan again.
Fa'ala.
Fa'ala. Sahih. Yes, correct. That is the wazan. Fa'ala. Naam. So fa'ala. And what about the fi'il? Ulija becomes?
Alaja.
Naam. Sahih. Alaja. That is the word. Naam. Sahih. Alaja. Ulija mabni lil majhul. Alaja mabni li al ma'lum. Naam. So treated. Who treated the patient? At-tabib. Okay, they have given you the word at-tabib. So at-tabibu, that is the fa'il. Who treated the patient, and al-marid in the original sentence it is the na'ib al-fa'il, but when you change to the ma'lum form it becomes maf'ul bih. That is why you read with the fathah. We say al-maridah because it is now maf'ulun bih. Nah, sahih. So alaja ulija. Tayyib. Rakam arba'ah. Hal zuri'at al-khadrawat. Hal zuri'atil khadrawat. Has the, what is khadrawat? Vegetables. Has the vegetable been planted? So zuri'a is has been planted. Zuri'a. Okay, we want to change to the ma'lum form, active form. Fala, we want to say yes. The fala, the farmer has planted the vegetables. So how do you change this? Yes, zuri'at. Change to ma'lum form. This is how many letters? 3-letter fi'il, because the ta is for mu'annas. So you can remove the ta. Is zai, ra, ain. But the question is, how do you read this word? If you refer to the wazan, fa, ain, lam, you will see 3 wazan. Either fa'ala, fa'ula, or fa'ila. So it can be either, it could be either zara'a, zaru'a, or zari'a. But which one is the correct one? You need to refer to the dictionary, because this is 3-letter fi'il. So in the dictionary, what does it say? Is it zari'a or zara'a or zaru'a? Okay, so for 3-letter, yes, you must refer to the dictionary. The dictionary will say this is zara'a.
Zara'a.
Yes, sahih. That is the verb. Okay, nobody will say zari'a or zaru'a. Zara'a. Okay, zara'a. Naam. So the falah, you just add the word falah. So the falah has planted the khadrawat, the vegetables. Falah, zara'a al-falahu. That is the fa'il. And al-khadrawat. Khadrawat. How do you read the ta? The last ta for the word khadrawat? Is it khadrawati or khadrawatu or khadrawata?
Hadrawata.
Khadrawata. Why is ta? Why is it ta? Why is it khadrawata?
Because it is the object.
Because it is maf'ulun bi, object. Therefore, maf'ulun bi is mansub. That is why you put a fathah. Okay. You need to check again. When we talk about mansub, we have said that, yes, it is correct that mansub, one of the sign is using a fathah. But we have other symbols as well. If you look at this word, this is jama mu'annas salim.
Oh.
So what happened if the word is Jama' Muannas Salim? Jama' Muannas Salim does not accept fathah. You will never see a Jama' Muannas Salim word ends with a fathah. This is impossible. So in order to replace we need something to replace the fathah. So what is that halakah? If you refer to this mansub, you will see that if it is Jama' Muannas Salim, it will end with a kasrah. Okay, yeah. Again, so for Jama' Muannas Salim, when it is mansub, you don't put the fathah. You put the kasrah instead. Okay, why? Because Jama' Muannas Salim does not accept fathah. Okay, that is why we put the kasrah instead of fathah. So we say al-khadrawati. This is the correct sentence then. Zara al-fallahu al-khadrawati. But if you look at the question again, Hal zuri'at al-khadrawat. Here we have a wrong alamah. This khadrawati, this is khata. This should not be with a kasrah. What is the correct alamah? What should be the correct one? Zuri'at al-khadrawat. Is it khadrawata or khadrawatu? I mentioned that khadrawati is wrong. So what is the correct one? This is the fi'il, but in the mabni lil majhul form, so this must be the na'ib fa'il. The vegetables were planted. So this is na'ibul fa'il. So what is the hukum for na'ibul fa'il just now?
Marfu.
Marfu. So when it is marfu, how do you read the word?
Dhamma.
Dhamma. Yes. So that is why we read Zuri'at al-khadrawatu. Again, Zuri'at al-khadrawatu. Alright. So by knowing all this hukum, nahu and hukum, you should be able to detect, okay, the problem, the khata, the mistakes. Especially when people read Quran, when people read surah in salah, in prayer, for example. Sometimes even the imam, sometimes they forgot which one. Is it tu or ta or ti, the ending of a word. So by knowing this grammar, you should be able to, at least you should be able to identify, oh, it should be tu, not ta. And then you check in the Quran, is that correct or not? All right. So hadha huwa as-su'al ar-rabi'. As-su'alul khamis. Hal shuriba ad-dawa. Hal shuriba ad-dawa. Okay, who knows what is this dawa? The word dawa. When you are sick, you take this dawa, the medicine.
Medicine.
Yes, medicine is dawa. The disease is called da. Da. The word is very similar. Da'un is the disease. Da. Dawa is the medication. Dawa. So there is a saying. I'm not sure whether this is from a hadith or not. There is a saying. Say that likulli. It says, it goes like this. Likulli da'in. Likulli da'in. Dawa'un. For all disease, there will be one. There will be a medicine for it. So the thing is that what is the medicine? So we need to look for it. Okay. Likulli da'in dawat. Except maut, of course. Except death. So when you are destined to die, then of course there will no dawa for you. Likulli da'in dawa. Okay. So we go back to the sentence. Hal shuribat dawa. So has the medicine been drank or drunk? The past participle. Both of them, right? Hal shuribat dawa. So has the medicine been drank? You want to say yes, na'am. But who drank it? So the answer is atifil. You want to, yes, the child drank the dawa. So how do you say the word shariba? Shuriba, but in the ma'lum form.
Sharaba.
Sharaba. Okay. First we have shin, ra, and ba. But which one is the correct one? Is it sharaba or shariba?
Shariba.
Sharaba. See, you have two different opinion of the scholars. So one say sharaba because they say, oh, the wazan is fa'ala. The other one says shariba because the wazan is fa'ila. So in this case, you need to refer to the dictionary. In the dictionary, what did they say? What do they say? Is it sharaba or shariba?
Shariba.
Shariba. Yes. In the dictionary, it is shariba. So again, as I said, for three-letter fi'il, you need to refer to the dictionary in order to know what is the correct sign for this, the middle letter. The first and the last, definitely you don't have a problem because you just follow the wazan. It is always fa'ila, fa and la, fa and la, for all verbs, for all three-letter verb. The problem is this, the middle letter. That is why we refer to the dictionary. Then you will find the correct answer, shariba. You say sharibtu, ana sharibtu, and not sharabtu. But if you see that, people will understand. People will still understand you. Okay, with some mistake, of course. Shariba, who drank? Shariba at-tiflu. Shariba at-tiflu. So what did he drink? Adawa. This now becomes the maf'ul bihi. So we say adawa. All right. So now you see we have this. You can use either sentences. Okay. In your essay, for example, you can use mabni lil ma'lum, you can use mabni lil majhul. But one advice: if you use mabni lil majhul, okay, so you need to put at least one symbol, one haraka, just to let us know, or that you are using, just to let the reader know that you are using mabni lil majhul. For example, this word. How do you differentiate between nazafa and nazifa without putting the vowel? Or is it nazafa? Yeah. For example, you do not want to put all this nazafa or nuzifa. Okay, but you still want to make people understand what you mean is nazafa or nuzifa. What do you need to do? At least one or two symbols that you need to put. Which symbols is that? First, of course, shadda, you need to put the shadda. Because without the shadda, people might think this is nazafa. But when you put the shadda, people know, oh, this could be nazafa or nuzifa. That is number one. Shadda is very important. Okay, number two, there is another word. How do you differentiate between nazafa? How do you know? How do people know? Is it nazafa or nuzifa? At least one symbol. You put one symbol, people will understand. It is either nazafa or nuzifa.
On the first letter?
The first letter, okay. What do you want to put for the first letter?
Dhamma.
Adama, okay. If you put no, then yes, definitely people will know. This must be nuzifa. Because nobody would read nuzafa. Correct. So this, yeah, you put this. Yes, correct. Or you can also put this. Put a kasrah. Without the dhamma, you put a kasrah. Because by putting this, people should be able to differentiate. Oh, they know this is nuzifa and not nazafa. So at least one symbol, right? So if you use mabni lil majhul, just put one symbol so that people know, oh, this is mabni lil majhul. Otherwise, they might read this in the mabni lil ma'lum form. Okay, so sometimes you need one or two symbols just to let people know. Now, هذا هو التدريب الثاني با. نعم. والآن التدريب الأخير. The last تدريب for the exercise نائب الفاعل. Jim, ij'al al-kalimat al-atiya naiban lil-fa'il. So you make the following words as naib lil-fa'il. Fi jumal mufida, in a sentence of your own, in sentences of your own. Min indika. Nah. So make this naibul fa'il. In order to make this naibul fa'il, of course, you need mabni li al-majhul. And to make sure this is the correct naibul fa'il, you must make sure that this can be a maf'ulun bih in the original sentence. Okay, let us try number one. Al-khabar. News. The news is al-khabar. Al-khabar. So what happened to the khabar? You want to say the khabar is, or the khabar was? Nah. So can you think of a suitable fi'il for this? Al-khabar. The news was known. The news was told. The news is
Urifa.
Urifa. Okay, Urifa. What is the meaning? Urifa?
Known.
Known. Sahih. Yes. Urifa. What was known?
Al-khabar.
Naam. Urifa al-khabaru. Yes. So this is correct already. Urifa al-khabar. The khabar was known. The news was known. Urifa al-khabar. What kind of news? Then you can add. Okay. You can add to the rest of the sentence. For example, we say Urifa al-khabaru. What kind of khabar that is known? Urifa al-khabar. Khabar about what? Urifa al-khabaru Maybe you want to add khabar, the news about the death of somebody. Mauti as-sadiq, for example. The news of the death of our friend, of the friend. But yes, so this can be the example. But of course, when you have this combination of khabar and maut, the news of, then you have to remove the alif lam. So the sentence become orifa khabaru mauti sadiqi, or as-sadiq. Yes. So, but the first part must be in the majhul form. Sahih. Okay. Now we look at al-kalimatu thaniya, ad-darsu, the lesson. So what about the lesson? What happened to the lesson? The lesson is, or the lesson was, we need a verb for that. Now, anyone? A suitable verb? Ad-darsu. Of course, ad-darsu should be here.
Yudarrisu.
Yudarisu. You want to say teach. But now change it to the majhul form. Yeah, when we say yudarisu, it is in the ma'lum form. You need to mention the person. Who teach it? The teacher. Yudarisu al-ustaz ad-darsa.
Yudarrasu.
Yudarrasu. Sahih. So this one. So that you must put that raw, so that people know, okay, this is in the majhul form. Otherwise, we might think, oh, this is in the ma'lum form. Who teach? We do not know. So yudarrasu ad-darsu. Naam. Yudarrasu ad-darsu. Yudarrasu ad-darsu hazal masa, this evening, for example. So the lesson will be taught this evening. Yudarrisu haza al-masa. Naam. Mungkin sahih? Rakam salasa, al-aruz, the rice. Rice, aruz. So what happened to the rice? Find another verb for the rice. Al-aruz.
Ukila.
Ukila. Okay, sahih. Ukila al-aruz. So we say the rice was eaten. Ukila al-aruz. Okay, how do you say the rice was eaten if you want to mention the person, or eaten by the chicken, for example, by the hen? It was eaten by the hen. Dajaj. You want to mention the word dajaj. How do you say?
Ad-dajjaj.
Ad-dajjaj. Bid-dajjaj. Okay. Yes. Some people say a sentence like this. Ukila dajaju bid-dajjaj. Bid-dajjaj. But if you say this, ukila al-aruzu bid-dajjaj, no, the meaning is not the rice was eaten by the chicken. It means the rice was eaten together with the chicken.
Allah.
Chicken is also eaten by this person. So we don't say bid-dajjaj. If you want to say it's eaten by somebody, remember, if you want to include the fa'il, you have to use the ma'lum form of the fi'il. Then you don't say ukila. You have to change to the ma'lum form again. So you say akala. Who eats the rice? Ad-dajaju. Then you mention the dajaj. Akala dajaju. What did the dajaj eat? Al-aruzza. See, so in this case, we cannot do the direct translation from English by the dajjaj. Then you mention bil dajjaj, because the meaning might be something else. Okay, so you need to use the ma'lum form again. Akala dajaju al-aruzza. So this is how do you say the chicken ate the rice, or the rice was eaten by the chicken, the hen. Right. Number 4, al-asir, juice. Al-asir. So what happened to the juice? Al-asir. Asirul burtuqal. Asirul ananas. So we need a verb here.
Shariba.
Shariba. Okay, so we put the fi'il shariba. So when you say shariba, this is in the ma'lum form. Drank. Who drank the asir? You need to have the fa'il. You need to have the person. For example, we say shariba al-waladu al-asir. And the asir is not the naibul fa'il. Now it becomes maf'ulun bih. Sharib al-asir. He drank the asir. He drank the juice. No, we don't want this. We want to make the asir naib al-fa'il. So in order to make it naib al-fa'il, you don't say shariba. Okay, what do you do to the fi'il shariba? You don't read shariba. You read
Shuriba.
shuriba. Yes, sahih. Naam, Africa. So this must be shuriba. So then it becomes the passive form of the fi'l. Shuriba al-asir. The juice was drank by somebody. Of course, we don't mention by somebody, because if you mention by somebody, you need to say shariba. You don't say shuriba. Shuriba al-asiru. When was it drank? Maybe when it is cold. Baridan. Shuriba al-asiru baridan. So when it is cold. And this is hal. Okay, the hal that we have learned in the topic of al-hal. Okay, the state of the asir when it was drank, it is cold. Okay, so this is hal. So please go back to the lesson of hal and study that. And you can try the word hal together with naibul fa'il or together with mabnili al-majhul. And the last one is the word haqiba, back. Haqiba is back. Now, so give me a fi'l, suitable fi'l for haqiba. What happened to the back?
Buyi'ah.
Buya, okay. Buya. Remember to change the ya? Sorry, to change. How do you read this? It is not buya. It must be changed to
Buyi'at.
bi'a.
Bi.
Okay, you change from buya, change to bi'a. Don't say buya. Nobody will say buya. Buya is the original form of the verb. Yes, it is buya, but then you have to change it to bi'a. Okay, so we say bi'a was sold. Bi'a al-haqiba, the bag was sold. To whom? Yes, you can mention that because that is not the fa'il. Bi'at al-haqiba li to whom? Li al-ab, to father. Okay, it was told to the father. Nah. Okay, but haqiba is mu'annas. So we don't say bi'a, we say bi'at. Nah. Okay, so we don't say bi'a anymore. We say bi'at al-haqiba because the haqiba is mu'annas. Yes, bi'at al-haqibatu li al-abi. Nah. فهذا هو أو هذه هي تدريبات لنائب الفاعل.